Welcome to the Plourdé Institute, an interdisciplinary science-based approach to weight loss. My name is Dr. David Plourdé. Today I'm presenting on the subject of the psychological stages of weight loss and relapse. Please make note that I said relapse and not weight gain. That's because at Plourdé, we liken the weight loss process to a sobriety journey. Many of us in our attempt to lose weight have come to the harsh reality that we actually have an addictive relationship with food. For nearly 30 years, I've helped thousands of men and women find the answers in their quest for effective weight loss. And to a certain extent, I've been perplexed by the propensity of people to regain their weight after concerted efforts to correct this painful problem. Think about it for just a moment. You've been struggling with a weight problem for your entire life. It's the one area in which you've not succeeded. It's been a perpetual preoccupation. It's a problem that you wake up and think about every day. And then you find a program that maps out the science and gives you a specific roadmap to correct the problem. Why on earth would anyone ever allow themselves to go back? You might think that once a person was liberated from this issue, they would certainly never go back. But the observations of countless people and the documentation in numerous published scientific papers show the contrary. The landmark study by Ayad and Anderson, published in 2000, may be the most comprehensive analysis of long-term weight loss ever conducted. The authors identified 898 papers published on the subject of long-term weight loss between 1931 and 1999. Of the 898 papers, only 17 papers met their inclusion criteria, which were the following. First, they selected papers that dealt exclusively with adults. Second, the follow-up period for weight loss maintenance was for 3 years or more. Because all of the papers had different definitions of weight loss success, the authors of this study created a standard definition, which was the following. Participants that maintained all their weight loss at the 3-year mark or had additional weight loss were considered successful. Among the 17 papers, there were 3 types of weight loss follow-up: passive, active, and active and therapeutic. The passive follow-up was really no follow-up at all. This approach lacked structure, accountability, and was disorganized. Only 10% of the participants in this group maintained their weight loss within the 3-year period. In other words, 90% of the passive follow-up group regained their weight. The second type of follow-up was active. This group was subjected to consistent follow-up that was organized, provided detailed accountability with weight loss maintenance, diet, and exercise. 19% of the participants in the active group maintained their weight loss at the 3-year mark. In other words, 81% of the subjects regained their weight within the 3-year period. The third type of follow-up was active and therapeutic. This type of follow-up included all the accountability, organization, and structure of the active follow-up, but also included group therapy. Groups such as these address the psychological and emotional aspects of eating behavior, the triggers that lead to eating when not hungry, eating past full, or binging are often discussed. Such triggers might include exhaustion, fear, anxiety, sadness, loss, anger, frustration, loneliness, and shame. Strategies to avoid triggers, minimize triggers, or to deal with triggers in a healthier way are frequently the topic of such groups. As you might have expected, the results were significantly better for this group. 27% of the active and therapeutic group maintained their weight loss for the 3-year period. So, we can conclude that the active and therapeutic follow-up group was nearly 3 times more likely to maintain their weight loss at the 3-year mark than the passive group. However, when you look at the data in its entirety, the overall rate of success is certainly less than inspiring. It was this problem that led to the planning, writing, and production of this video. You see, as a nutrition scientist, exercise scientist, and therapist, for almost 3 decades, I've been helping overweight individuals find the answers in their effort to lose weight and maintain their weight loss. From the very outset, it's been my goal to develop a highly effective, science-based approach in weight loss that would incorporate nutrition science, exercise science, human metabolism research, human body composition, and the psychology of eating behavior, with the ultimate purpose of liberating people from this lifelong, preoccupying, and very painful problem. A number of years ago, I began to incorporate the presentation of the Ayed and Anderson study on long-term weight loss. I thought to myself, surely if I present this information, people will remain in an active and therapeutic follow-up. I was sorely disappointed. So I began to document my observations of the psychological stages of thousands of subjects as they went through the weight loss process. The following is the essence of that work. The beginning of every successful weight loss journey I've ever observed starts, unfortunately, with pain. Let me explain. Oftentimes, subjects are confused about nutrition, frustrated with a lack of progress, angry with themselves, feel shame and self-loathing about their body, feel fearful about the trajectory of their health, but also have a strong desire to feel better, look better, and be healthier. Somehow, they wind up at the Plourdé Institute. Perhaps they saw our commercial or they were referred by a successful client. At the outset of their journey, our interdisciplinary science-based method is carefully explained. The person understands the method and feels very hopeful. This hopefulness translates to motivation, and the motivation manifests as a very high rate of compliance. When overweight individuals meet our compliance criteria, body fat weight loss occurs at a mathematically linear rate, within the rate of 10 to 20% per month, every month. This unusual rate of progress results in greater hopefulness, motivation, and continued compliance. This association between substantial initial weight loss with motivation, compliance, and weight loss success was documented in a 2010 study by Lisa M. Knackers. Well, eventually, the person approaches a natural biological plateau in body fat weight loss. At Plourdé, the plateau for women occurs somewhere between 61 and 73% from peak body fat weight. For men, the plateau occurs somewhere between 71 and 80% from peak body fat weight. It's been my observation that as a person approaches this natural biological plateau, their prior confusion is replaced with clarity. Their anger is replaced with self-respect. Instead of feeling shame and self-loathing, one feels accomplished and congruent. Joyfulness in one's masculinity or femininity is reestablished. It's nothing short of euphoric, but it's in this state of euphoria that people are often deceived. They often feel as though and perceive that they've been cured, but unfortunately, this is not the case. The process of weight loss can be likened to a sobriety journey, such as a recovery from alcoholism. When a person hits bottom and decides to change their life, they may find themselves going to Alcoholics Anonymous, getting a sponsor, and working the 12 steps. Through a process of personal accountability, personal growth, and major behavioral change, a person gets sober. Once sober, participants often feel free of the pain of their addictive behavior and find themselves feeling euphoric. The key to long-term sobriety and long-term weight loss success is found in how a person responds to their absence of pain. If a person remains humble and teachable in their newly found freedom and remains accountable and does not relent in their quest for continual personal growth, they will very likely remain successful. Disciplines of personal growth might include solitude, meditation, journaling, and prayer. Physical disciplines such as eating healthy and exercise, expanding one's emotional intelligence, growing in spirituality, and mindfulness of one's psychology of behavior are also very helpful. Now, the alternative response to the absence of pain and this newly found freedom is to become overconfident, perhaps even cocky in one's sobriety or weight loss success. A person might say to themselves, "I'm cured. I no longer need to be accountable because I've got this figured out. This personal growth stuff is overrated. I'm just going to white knuckle it from here on out." Well, eventually, a crisis comes along. A job change, a divorce, a death. And because this person is not involved in deep personal growth and in regular accountability, they relapse into addictive behavior, because they failed to internalize the importance of remaining humble and teachable. They were unable or perhaps unwilling to recognize the importance of accountability and deep personal growth as a prerequisite of long-term sobriety or weight loss success. So, as you might have predicted, within a 3-year period, they feel out of control and have gained back all their weight. The observations of frequent accountability versus infrequent accountability and long-term weight loss success was recorded in the 2011 study by Thomas A. Wadden. Therefore, the key to long-term weight loss success is this: remain humble and teachable. So don't be fooled by the euphoria that comes with major weight loss success and sobriety. Remain in accountability and deep personal growth. At Plourdé, when participants remain in a structured and therapeutic follow-up, they have nearly a 90% probability of maintaining their weight loss. Whether you're an active client, a previous client, or you're seeing this for the very first time, just know this: you don't have to struggle anymore. Reach out through our website or call 844-PLOURDÉ now for successful science-based weight loss.